Hello friends! My friends and I were reading a very interesting article in today's newspaper. The article said that rocks are like the pages of a history book which tells us stories of times long past. Our Earth is at least 4.5 billion years old. By studying how rocks form and change, scientists have come to understand the Earth and its long history. From rocks, we have learnt about dinosaurs and thousands of other life forms that existed on the Earth once but are now no more. We can understand so much by studying rocks.
The Earth is made up of rocks and soil. Rocks are found everywhere, on high mountains, riverbed, canyons and floor of the deep oceans. Rocks are made up of small grains. These grains are naturally occurring substances known as minerals, and each rock is made up of one or more minerals. Rocks break down into very small particles which are just like the rock when seen under a microscope. Wind and water carry bits of these particles away and deposit them in lakes and oceans. These particles accumulate, harden and turn into rock again. The processes that shape the rocks for land formation can take millions of years.
But as we know, there are different kinds of rocks. How are rocks classified? Yes, according to the formation, rocks they are divided into three groups: igneous rocks, sedimentary rocks and metamorphic rocks. Let's discuss about igneous rocks. The word igneous means fiery, but why are the rocks called so?
Igneous rocks are called fire rocks and are formed either underground or above ground. Underground, they are formed when the melted rock called magma deep within the earth becomes trapped in small pockets. As these pockets of magma cool slowly underground, the magma becomes igneous rocks. These are called intrusive igneous rocks. Igneous rocks are also formed when volcanoes erupt, causing the magma to rise above the Earth's surface. When magma appears above the Earth, it is called lava. Igneous rocks are formed as the lava cools above ground. These are called extrusive igneous rocks.
The type of igneous rocks formed depends on the kind of mineral which the magma contains and the size of the mineral particle. Granite, pumice, basalt, obsidian are some types of igneous rocks.
Granite is the most common intrusive igneous rock on the Earth's surface. The three main minerals in granite are quartz, feldspar and mica. The color of granite is grey or pink depending upon the content of feldspar in it. This hard stone is used for making buildings, statues and streets. Pumice is thrown out during volcanic eruptions. It has many holes and pockets in it formed by the gases trapped inside at the time of its formation. It is a light-colored igneous rock and is light grey or cream-colored. Dentists use pumice for polishing teeth. It is also used as a body scrubber. Basalt is the most common type of rock on the Earth's surface. Most of the ocean floor is composed of basalt. It is an extrusive igneous rock formed from magma that cools at the Earth's surface as it erupts from a volcano. It is generally black to dark grey in color. Basalt is used in construction, for example as building blocks, or in the groundwork, making cobblestones from columnar basalt and in making statues. Heating and extruding basalt yields stone wool, an excellent thermal insulator. Obsidian rocks are one more type of igneous rocks that form when lava cools quickly above the ground. Obsidian is glassy and shiny and is often called volcanic glass. The edges of this rock are very sharp. Though not approved by the US Food and Drug Administration or FDA for use on humans, obsidian is used by some surgeons for scalpel blades as well as crafted obsidian blades have a cutting edge many times sharper than high-quality steel surgical scalpels. The cutting edge of the blade being only about 3 nanometers thick. Obsidian is also used for ornamental purposes and as a gemstone. Plinths for audio turntables have been made of obsidian since the 1970s.
The next type of rock is sedimentary rocks, which are formed by the accumulation of sediments. They contain the traces of ancient plant and animal life called fossils. These may be shells, footprints, bones of animals, or a print of a leaf. These can be used to study ancient plant and animal life. Sand, mud, pebbles, and dust are different types of sediments. But how are these rocks formed?
For thousands of years, little pieces of our earth have been eroded, broken down and worn away by wind and water. These little bits of our earth are washed downstream, where they settle to the bottom of the rivers, lakes and oceans. Layer after layer of eroded earth is deposited on top of each. These layers are pressed down more and more through time until the bottom layers slowly turn into rock. Sandstone is a common sedimentary rock. It is made from particles of sand joined together and contains mostly quartz grains. Sandstone may be yellow, brown, red or pink as it takes color from the cementing material. It is used to make walls of buildings. Conglomerates are made up of large sediments like sand and pebbles. The sediment is so large that pressure alone cannot hold the rock together. It is also cemented together with dissolved minerals. They are found in fast-moving rivers. Limestone is made up of a mineral called calcite, which was once a part of animal shells. It is mostly grey or white. Chalk is one form of limestone. Limestone is used for making bricks and glass. It is also used for separating pure metals from their ores. Shale is made up of clay and mud particles. It is a smooth sedimentary rock. It is used to make tiles and bricks. Metamorphic rocks are rocks that have morphed into another kind of rock. These rocks were once igneous or sedimentary rocks. How do sedimentary and igneous rocks change? The rocks are under tons and tons of pressure, which fosters heat buildup, and this causes them to change. Slate is a fine-grained metamorphic rock that is created by the alteration of shale or mudstone by low-grade regional metamorphism. It is popular for a wide variety of uses, such as making slates, blackboards, roofing, flooring, and flagging because of its durability and attractive appearance. Gneiss is foliated metamorphic rock that has a banded appearance and is made up of granular mineral grains. It typically contains abundant quartz or feldspar minerals and is formed by the metamorphosis of granite. It has light and dark bands. It is used in making statues. Marble is a metamorphic rock that forms when limestone is subjected to the heat and pressure of metamorphism. It is of different colors. It is used in making buildings and statues. The Taj Mahal is built of white marble. Quartzite is metamorphosed sandstone. Quartzite is too hard to use as a building stone, but statues are made from it. Rocks containing metallic minerals and non-metallic minerals are called ores. Hematite or iron ore, bauxite or aluminium ore, pyrite, which is copper ore, and calamine, which is zinc ore, are some popular ores. Metals are separated from these ores. These metals are used for making utensils, machines, furniture, wires, coins, rails and airplanes. Precious metals like gold, silver and platinum are used for making jewelry.
Coal and petroleum are amongst the most valuable underground resources. They are used as fuels. How were these formed? Let's start with coal.
Coal is a fossil fuel because it was formed from the remains of vegetation that grew as long as 400 million years ago. It is often referred to as buried sunshine because the plants which formed coal captured energy from the sun through photosynthesis to create the compounds that make up plant tissues. The most important element in the plant material is carbon, which gives coal most of its energy.
Most of our coal was formed about 300 million years ago, when much of the earth was covered by steamy swamps. As plants and trees died, their remains sank to the bottom of the swampy areas, accumulating layer upon layer and eventually forming a soggy, dense material called peat. Over long periods of time, the makeup of the earth's surface changed, and seas and great rivers caused deposits of sand, clay and other mineral matter to accumulate, burying the peat. Sandstone and other sedimentary rocks were formed, and the pressure caused by their weight squeezed water from the peat. Increasingly, deeper burial and the heat associated with it gradually changed the material to coal.
Coal is used as fuel for cooking food. It is also used in thermal powerhouses to produce electricity. It is also used as fuel in the steel industry and engines of trains. Coal gas, coal tar, pitch, etc. are manufactured from it. Many chemicals made from coal are used in drugs, plastic, nylon and fertilizers.
Oil and natural gas together make petroleum. Petroleum, which is Latin for rock oil, is a fossil fuel, meaning it was made naturally from decaying prehistoric plant and animal remains. It is a mixture of hundreds of different hydrocarbons molecules containing hydrogen and carbon that exists sometimes as a liquid, crude oil, and sometimes as a vapor, natural gas.
Prehistoric plant and animal remains settled into the seas along with sand, silt and rocks. As the rocks and silt settled, layer upon layer piled up in rivers, along coastlines and on the sea bottom, trapping the organic material. Without air, the organic layers could not rot away. Over time, increasing pressure and temperature changed the mud, sand and silt into rock, known as source rock, and slowly cooked the organic matter into petroleum.
Petroleum is held inside the rock formation, similar to how a sponge holds water. Petroleum is taken out by drilling deep holes into the sedimentary rocks. When the drill moves into the rock, petroleum rises up the drill hole and comes out. It is then sent to refineries for refining.
The main use of petroleum oil or petrol is as fuel for airplanes and automobiles. It is used for dry cleaning of woolen clothes, making shoe polish, varnish, etc. It is used as a lubricant in machines. The other petroleum products, namely cosmetics, medicinal ointments, paraffin wax, etc., are useful in our daily life. Paraffin wax obtained from petroleum is used to make candles, waterproof cartons.
We must take steps to conserve natural resources because if we do not use them carefully, they will not last long. Mineral deposits in the earth are limited, so they should not be wasted while mining or used carelessly.
To save fuel at home, we must keep our stoves and machines in good condition. We should use coal and oil very carefully. We should use petrol and diesel carefully in vehicles. We should increase the use of renewable source of energy. We should also use inexhaustible sources of energy like the sun, the wind and water. Animals and plants are gifts of nature to man, and they depend on each other for their survival. The balance between the two should not be disturbed.
So friends, remember, rocks are found on high mountains, riverbeds, canyons and floors of the deep oceans. Igneous rocks are called fire rocks and are formed either underground or above the ground. Sedimentary rocks are formed by the accumulation of sediments. Metamorphic rocks were originally sedimentary or igneous rocks and have now changed their form. Some rocks containing metallic minerals and non-metallic minerals are called ores. These are used to obtain metals and other minerals. Coal and petroleum are valuable underground resources that are used as fuels. We must conserve natural resources because if we do not use them carefully, they will not last long. The next time you see a rock, remember this lesson. See you soon. Bye-bye.